hanging out with Nancy from Parachute Labs. Nancy, how are you?
Hey, Douglas and Scotty. Welcome to Daytona Beach. We're so glad to be back in Daytona Beach because most of the parachute industry is here. And let's face it, it's just more convenient for us to do it here.
A little more warm than Reno.
And it's warmer than Reno and easier to get to.
I like Reno better. It's only a 30-minute flight.
And we're 15 minutes away from one of the best drop zones in the world, and that helps.
Elsinore's a long way away.
Well, we're DeLandite, so we do skydive DeLand, and there's a boogie there after this.
I had to throw that in there. Yeah, you gotta pump a little bit. Nancy, tell folks. There's a lot of folks that don't know who you are. Can you give us a little bit about your background?
Okay, Nancy LaRiviere. I'm a parachute instructor and a pilot, and a fun jumper and a competitor. And I've been jumping for I think about 38 years now, and I've been in the parachute industry for 26 years or so, and been with Parachute Labs for that long, and I'm a master rigger and a DPRE, and at Parachute Labs I do a little bit of everything from test jumping to product development and sales and people, taking care of people.
A lady of a lot of hats.
Yes.
So you guys have got a really big booth. We have some guys kind of floating from the ceiling here. So what's new at PIA 2013 for Parachute Labs, or otherwise known, a lot of people know Parachute Labs as Jump Shack.
Jump Shack, yep. And we've always been Parachute Labs, DBA Jump Shack. We've been in business for going on 5 decades now. In fact, just recently we've had to change the serial numbers on our rigs from 5-digit numbers to 6-digit numbers so that we would know which decade a rig was built in when people called for spare parts. So we make a lot of products. We're one of the very few companies in the world that make reserves, main canopies, harness container systems, sport rigs, military rigs, pilot emergency rigs, one of which I introduced here at the symposium. I just got back from doing a pilot E-rig packing demonstration, and it's a long E-racer, we call it, and it has a beautiful sheepskin back pad. This one's designed primarily for aerobatic pilots and for glider pilots who fly in a somewhat reclined position, and super comfortable, warm in the winter, cool in the summer. So that was a great demonstration. It can be packed with a round parachute or a square parachute. We demonstrated a round parachute in it tonight. What you see right here is our Racer Tactical Tandem, or RTT, and this system that you see here is capable of carrying about 700 pounds. With bundles in the front, you can put an Alice pack or a ruck on the back side. This one is packed up with a 350 square foot elliptical main and a 400 square foot rectangular planform reserve. That reserve, by the way, will open in 3 to 4 seconds with or without RSL, MARD. And so it's simply the most reliable reserve system that you can get, whether it be for sport tandem or for tactical tandem. And so we're really proud of this thing, and we've got the Cobham oxygen system on it, very versatile. The unique thing that this parachute system does is it's not just a tandem system. It can be jumped solo with bundles or without, and it can be configured with throw out, drogue static line, drogue manually operated, or spring-loaded main ripcord operated. So it's the most versatile tactical rig in the world, I believe.
Well, I know you and John Roprado had read some of the things he's had to write about the rig, and boy, it looks like it's really tricked out with lots of stuff on it.
We've got our party balloons. I don't know if you can see the party balloons. This is being held up by helium right now. We've got our new super stable tandem drogue on it.
Pretty exciting. Well, what else is new for Jump Shack this year? I'm sorry, for Parachute Labs.
For Parachute Labs. Well, we've got what's probably the smallest rig in the industry over here. It's a power racer that is our 9X format. What that means is it's a container that's 9 inches wide at the shoulders, 9 inches wide at the hips. It'll hold the smallest of parachutes. It'll hold up to maybe a 114 reserve and a similarly sized main. I think the one that we've got over here has got a 105 reserve and I think a Firebolt 110 main. And it was built for a master rigger who just got his rating at my shop because I'm the local DPRE, and he came up and saw racers and was packing racers, and he said, wow, this is great, and ordered one on the spot. And so he got to see it tonight for the first time, so it was pretty exciting.
Very, very cool.
Beautiful rig. So one of the things that I've been showing...
Yeah, you got a lot of color there. What we got in the hands there?
This is my prop, okay? At Parachute Labs, we make racers with five different over-the-shoulder sizes. What that means is we have probably the most comprehensive sizing system of any manufacturer. And what you do when you size a harness container system is, can I put one of these over your shoulder?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so let me just hang this right here.
Got extra wide there?
Well, no, people come in different thicknesses, okay?
Do you have extra thick there?
Well, from front to back, I'm like a small to a medium over the shoulder. You have a big chest, muscular guy, okay, so you're maybe a medium to a large over the shoulder. So what this represents is the yoke of a racer container. We vary the distance from behind the neck to the base of the 3-ring. So if I put this around your neck, okay.
Some kind of prize.
Okay, behind, this represents, you can feel my finger in your back, this represents where the top of the rig would
You can
fall.
rub a little harder. It's been a long day.
Yeah, a little massage there. And here at the top of the mud flap represents where the base of your 3-ring would go. So this point we always want to hold when we size a harness. So if I take, say, the medium,
When they have having this setting right in front of the box.
and I put it over my shoulder. Got people in the background here. Okay, now the base of my 3-ring is in the same relative location as yours, even though you're much bigger in the chest than I am. So you've got to have a yoke for very tiny people,
Okay.
one for small, one for medium, large, and we have an extra large. And that way, everybody's suspended from the same point, and you don't get the main lift web lifting up off your shoulder. Then we can just simply vary the length of the main lift web, vary the length of the horizontal leg straps and leg pads, and that stuff is easy to vary. But this right here is hard to change once you've built a harness container system. And if you get this point of fit correct, then it just makes for a better fitting harness, and people are going to be happier when they jump.
Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
big comfort's important. Now, if you were building this up for, say, an accuracy rig, I think that you guys probably build style and accuracy rigs, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
What would you change? What would be different?
For an accuracy rig, some accuracy jumpers like to have a slightly higher suspension point so that they're leaning forward slightly, because when you land on the 2-centimeter dot that we shoot for, you want to be very vertical, very still, and some people like to hang very vertically rather than sitting.
You see a little bit more straight down instead of... Okay.
Yeah, you're shooting down your leg like a gun sight.
Do you use these same types of yokes for that, or they change up a little bit?
Well, size-wise, it's the same yoke, it's just a size thing.
Okay.
So we have an infinite number of container sizes because we've been building containers for so long. We've been building for canopies when the canopies were huge, and the canopies are getting smaller now. So we have easily more than 200 different container sizes. It's a lot to keep track of. Yes.
So between the container size and then we have the yoke size and all the various...
Yeah. Then we have two models. We have the classic racer, which is the completely sealed riser cover from top of reserve tray to bottom of reserve. And the rig hinges quite dramatically between main and reserve. And then we have the Racer 2K3, which has more of a trough style riser cover. This RTT would be representative of the classic racer riser cover. Okay. And the 2K3 is it's a more unibody piece that goes from top of reserve container to midway down the main container.
Okay. And what kind of delivery times are you dealing with right now?
Currently, about 6 weeks, and I do have Angel Fire reserves on the shelf. We always try to keep one size, a couple of each size on the shelf of the reserves, because reserves generally come in solid white or solid yellow. We keep a few Firebolt mains on the shelf, the mid sizes, 146, 164, 128, that sort of thing. We try to keep at least one tandem rig in production all the time. As we sell that tandem rig, we'll start another one. Just keep things trickling through.
Well, is there anything you want to share with folks before we take off down the road?
Yeah, a safety thing. Test your reserve bag extraction force at your next inspection and repack. It's a really important issue right now, something that PIA is struggling with, and we're trying to help the industry, come to their senses on that issue.
And they need to be within 22 pounds?
18 pounds.
Oh, I'm sorry, reserve.
Yeah, pull force is 23 pounds, including the seal, but reserve bag extraction means that the next time you take your reserve to your rigger to get it inspected and repack, keep the main closed, keep the main in it, put it on, tighten it up like you're going to jump, cut away, pull your reserve ripcord. You can either put the rig down on the floor, or you can keep it on your back and have the rigger pull the reserve bridle in the direction of the least resistance, the least resistance for getting the bag out of the container.
Okay.
Use a fish scale and measure the extraction force, and you really don't want to see more than 18 pounds. If you see more than 18 pounds, call your manufacturer and talk to them about it, and maybe they can, advise you as to either a higher drag pilot chute or a lower bag extraction force. Sometimes just reducing the size of the reserve canopy, you can reduce your extraction force.
Makes sense. All right, Nancy, thanks for spending a few minutes with us. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye now.